Hey, hi everyone, this is Sudhir Singh and welcome to my channel Mr. Adamant. So this is class 2, will be based on the Reserve Bank of India. So one thing I want to say about, if you have any doubt about the class, then you can comment me on the YouTube video like your doubt question, and then after that I will answer on that, and you can directly message me on Instagram. I have provided the link over there in the PDF only. So on that link you can click on that Instagram icon or YouTube icon and ask me that question. Then I'll check the relevancy of that question, and I'll reply on that. So let's start the class now. So first I will talk about the history of Reserve Bank of India. So Reserve Bank of India is basically, we called it as a Central Bank of India or Bankers Bank. We called it as Bankers Bank because Reserve Bank of India maintains all the banks. If a bank not performing or not complying with the norms of the Reserve Bank of India, then it will directly impose penalty on that bank. And Reserve Bank of India maintains the surplus amount of every bank in their account. So that's why we called it as Bankers Bank or Central Bank of India. Then how Reserve Bank of India started. So in 1920, British established one commission, Royal Commission on Indian Currency and Finance, which we also called as Hilton Young Commission. So in 1996, that commission recommended the government to create one central bank in the country. Then in 1934, one act or bill is passed, which we called it as RBI Act. So because of this act, one statutory body was established, which we called RBI. So RBI was established on 1st April 1935 using that RBI Act, and we call it as a statutory body because it is established using that act. So that's why we called it as a statutory body. First, RBI was established in Calcutta, so the head office of RBI is in Calcutta only. But in 1937, Britishers moved that capital to Mumbai in 1937. So then nationalization of RBI came. Nationalization meaning converting that private entity into government entity. So till 1948 RBI was private entity, and first on 1st January 1949 it was nationalized, and it is came as government entity. Now comes local board of RBI. So there are total four local boards of RBI. First was in New Delhi, second Mumbai, third Chennai, fourth Kolkata. There are 27 regional offices of RBI, and then there are four sub offices of RBI. Next comes the Central Board of Directors in RBI. So in Central Board of Directors, there are total 21 members. So 21 members comes from different segment or uh, different segments they come from. So first one is government of governor of RBI. So governor of RBI is one member. Currently the governor of RBI is Saktikant Das, which is who is the 25th governor of RBI. Then four member come from deputy governor. So there are four deputy governors of RBI, that are Shri Swaminathan. Second one is T. Ravi Shankar. Third one is M. Rajeshwar Rao, and fourth one is M.D. Patra. Then two members comes from Ministry of Finance. Four members come from local boards of RBI, and 10 members nominated by Government of India. So in total there are total 21 members. Next is RBI subsidiary, who helps RBI to carry out the day-to-day activities. So there are total five subsidiaries of RBI. Those are DICGC, BRB, NMPL, Rabbit, IFTAS, and RBIH. So let's discuss each and every uh, one by one. First is DICGC, Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. So this subsidiary basically insures all the deposit of the bank with amount of 5 lakh rupees. it means if the bank shuts down, so in that case the depositor will minimum gets 5 lakh rupees. So suppose he has deposited 25 lakh rupees and bank shuts down. So in that case, he can receive minimum of 5 lakh rupees because of that insurance of DICGC. So DICGC established on 15 July 1978. Its headquarters in Mumbai and chairman is Michael Patra. Next is Bharati Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited (BRB NMPL). This subsidiary is responsible for printing the notes in India, notes and mints. So it was established in 3rd February 1995. Its headquarters in Bangalore and chairman is T. Ravishankar. So there are total four printing press in India. First one is Mysore, second Salboni, which is in West Bengal. First two are in the control of BRB NMPL, that is the control of RBI. Third, fourth Devas in Madhya Pradesh and Nasik in Maharashtra are under the control of SPMCIL, which is in control of Government of India. So, what is SPMCIL? Security Printing and Minting Corporation of India. This entity usually prints the mints. So, it was established in 13 January 2006 and headquartered in New Delhi. Next is Reserve Bank Information Technology Private Limited (RABIT). So RABIT was established by Reserve Bank of India for fulfilling its IT and cyber security needs. It was established in 2016, headquartered in Mumbai, and chairman of RABIT is Kiran Karnik. Next is Indian Financial Technology and Allied Services (IFTAS). So IFTAS basically established to design, deploy, and support IT related services of RBI, other banks, and financial institutions. It was established on February 2015, headquartered in Mumbai, and chairman of IFTAS is T. Ravishankar. Next is government mints. So government mints are set up to produce mints of 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees or taksals. So there are total four government mints and all are under the control of Government of India or SPMCIL. So four mints of Government of India are Mumbai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Noida. So Government of India basically issues coins as per Indian Coinage Act 2011, and maximum denomination of coin can be 1000 rupees. So basically Government of India issues coins and 1 rupees note, and Reserve Bank of India issues 2 rupees note and above note. So as Government of India issues 1 rupees notes, so it is signed by Finance Secretary, and above 2 rupees note and above notes it was signed by Governor of RBI, that is currently Saktikant Das. RBI can issue bank notes of maximum denomination of 10,000 rupees as per RBI Act 1934. Currently, the maximum denomination in market it is now of 2,000 rupees. Next is the first three governors of RBI. So first two governors were Britishers. First one is Sir Osborne Smith. Second one is Sir James Taylor. First Indian governor of RBI was Sir C.D. Deshmukh. Now is minimum reserve system. So what is minimum reserve system? Minimum reserve system means this number of minimum rupees RBI should have, and RBI prints notes on the basis of market demand and the minimum reserve system. So RBI should have the minimum reserve of 200 crore rupees, in which 115 crore rupees of gold coin should be there and 85 crore rupees of foreign exchange or forex reserve should be there. So these we called minimum reserve system. Then comes the Indian notes, their base color, their pictures which will be on the back side of the note, and then the dimension of the each note. So the notes, base color and their pictures and dimensions are given below. You can read it. For example, the 2000 note, the base color was magenta, The picture on the backside of the note is Mangalyaan, and dimension is 66 mm into 166 mm, a dimension of the 2000 note. Then comes the RBI functions. So RBI basically do various kinds of functions. So first one is the maker of monetary policy. So for monetary policy, the separate class will be there. But in this class, just remember RBI makes the monetary policy, formulates and monitors the monetary policy. Then issuer of currency, you already know RBI have the BRB NMPL, Bharatiya Note Mudran Private Limited. So using that, they issues the coin and destroys the coin which are not fit for circulation. Then third one is bankers to the government. So RBI basically have the accounts of the central and state government. They maintain the account of those governments, and RBI collect the receipts of state and central governments. So basically, in this way, they are act as the banker to the government. Then RBI act as bankers to the banks also. You already know, like RBI maintains the accounts of the bank, like they get the surplus amount from that bank and deposit in their account. And if a bank not complying with their norms, then they impose penalty on that bank. So in this way, they are acting as the bankers to banks. Then foreign exchange management. So one act is there, FEMA 1999, Foreign Exchange Management Act. So because of this, RBI has to manage the forex reserve, that is 85 crore, which I have already shown you in minimum reserve system. Then RBI carry out all the external trade and payment things, and RBI maintains the Management Act in India. So that's why it also manages the foreign exchange in the country. And then controller of credit, it controls the credit in the market of India. Then a lender of last resort. Lender of last resort meaning if any bank is in financial crisis condition. So in that case, if any bank not receiving any money from other a third party, so this bank can directly come to RBI, and RBI can help that bank. So in financial crisis or any condition, the bank will be helped by RBI. So that's why it is called lender of last resort. So that these are the function that RBI performs. Next is RBI's Retail Direct Gilt Scheme or RDG scheme. So according to that scheme, RBI in RBI, any retail investor or individual can maintain the account in RBI. So this scheme is launched by PM Narendra Modi on 12th November 2021. This scheme is basically focused on increasing the retail participation in government securities. So retail investor or individual can open and maintain the RDG account with RBI. So how can they open that account? So there is one online portal. So through online portal they can open the account. So through online portal they have the following facilities: access to primary issuance of government securities and access to NDSOM. What is NDSOM? Negotiated dealing system order matching trade platform. Using that, the retail investor can directly buy the government securities. So how they can register? So first they have to come to online portal, they have to fill the form, they will receive one time password OTP on their registered mobile number, and after giving that OTP, the registration will be successful and they can invest in the government securities and bond in primary and secondary market. Then who holds the primary auction? So primary auctions will be hosted by RBI, and it will be hosted on every Friday. So in that, the retail investor can directly buy the securities in the form of stocks according to the Government Securities Act 2006 section 33. So in that section, we can directly buy the treasury bills, dated securities, sovereign gold bond, state development loans. What are these types of securities? That will be on separate chapter. I'll discuss that in separate chapter. Then the eligibility to hold the RDG account. So any retail investor who has the following things can open the account and maintain the account. So they should have rupee saving bank account, then PAN, then any official valid document for KYC purpose, valid email ID and registered mobile number. Then second, non-resident individual investor who are eligible to invest in government security under FEMA 1999 Act will be eligible to open the account. Then RDG account can be opened singly or jointly who meets the above criteria. Then what will be the fee charges to open, maintain or make any transaction? So no fee will be charged for opening and maintaining the account. No fee will be charged when we buy any primary securities or in the secondary market. Fee will be charged only if we are making the payment. So payment gateway will charge their necessary some amount of fee will be charged for making the payment. Then these securities of RDG account will be available for pledge or lien, means we can pledge and take the loan from the bank using that securities. These securities we can give to other retail direct investors also. If we have any query or grievance related to RDG account or related to any problem, then we can directly raise it on the online portal and it will be taken care by Public Debt Office, that is the office of RBI. Then one thing is remaining, NDS OM. NDS OM is negotiated dealing system, order matching system. So using that system, we can directly purchase the government securities in the secondary market. So that is all about the Reserve Bank of India. So if you have any question, you can directly click on these links and you can directly DM me on the Instagram, or you can comment in the comment section of this video. And this PDF I'll upload on my website www.mradamnt.in, and from that website you can directly download this PDF. Thank you for watching my video.